Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today's video is super exciting. I'm gonna be sharing with you 2 freezer meals, and these are fall related. So both of these recipes are really hearty and warm, and they are also crock pot recipes. So I'm gonna be sharing with you 2, like I said, but the fun part is I'm doing a collab with 3 other amazing mamas. And so if you watch all 4 of our videos, you will be getting 8 fall freezer meal crock pot ideas, and so that is absolutely amazing. We love crock pot meals in our family because obviously you can set it and forget it if you're super busy, but having a freezer meal is even better. I don't know about you guys, but I always get in a rut of trying to think of certain meals. So a lot of times if I can't think of anything, I go to my freezer. I'm like, oh, we have freezer meals in here. I'll just cook that. So I don't have to think of any other ideas if I don't want to, or if we're being lazy, we can just grab that out and put it in the crock pot. Also, obviously freezer meals are great for anyone who's just had a baby, or if anyone's sick in the hospital and their family needs your help. So obviously it's great for busy mamas, and that brings me to the girls that I'm collabing with today. They are also busy mamas as well. We have Danny from the Bueno Brunch. She has 2 little kids, and I've actually done a collab with her before, so I know that you guys love that collab and you guys love her already. The second one is Vanessa from 2011 Teenage Mom. She also has 2 little kids, and she's super busy. Her husband is in the military and he's not home, so she can definitely use these freezer meals, I'm sure, when she's busy with the 2 kids on her own. We are also doing a collab with Brittany from the channel Brittany Marie. I know that you guys know her probably as Brittany and Baby as well. She has 3 kids. She's pregnant with the 4th, so she is super busy as well. So us busy moms, especially with school starting up and it being fall, these freezer meals are gonna be awesome. We have been texting each other, and I know all of the meals that they have planned, so I cannot wait to try theirs. They are awesome ideas, so definitely check out all of their links down in the description. I will link all of their channels. I will also link all of their videos for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy these ideas. Let's get into the video. Okay, so the first freezer meal idea I have for you guys is a beef stew, and this one is really hearty. We have some barley that goes in it, so it is really good, and it's really easy because this one you literally throw all the ingredients into the Ziploc bag and you are done. That's all you have to do except for add this, which I'll explain that in a minute. So the ingredients you need for this beef stew is 2 pounds of chuck roast, and you want to cut it up into cubes. I already got it cut up at Publix, so it makes my life a lot easier, but if you just want to buy like a big old chuck roast that's 2 pounds and cut it up yourself, you can. You need 3 carrots that are peeled and sliced however you want, or chopped or whatever. You need 2 ribs of celery, again just washed and chopped however you like. You need 1/2 of an onion sliced. This is more than 1/2, but we really like onions, so I'm just adding a little bit more onion. You need 2 teaspoons of thyme, 1 teaspoon of rosemary, and a bay leaf. Couldn't find the bay leaf, there it is. These are all fresh, but you can use the kind that's in like a jar if you want. You need 1/2 cup of this barley, and then you need 7 cups of beef broth. And then you need salt and pepper too. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all of this into the Ziploc bag. I'm gonna put the meat in last. That way when you pour it into the crock pot, the meat comes out first, if that makes any sense at all. And then I will explain how to cook this after that. Okay, so that was it. That was super easy, that was super fast. Obviously I did all the cutting and chopping earlier, and so that does take a little bit of time, but all of that time is gonna be saved when you're actually ready to eat. So literally you can take this, you actually have to take it out of the refrigerator and let it thaw overnight. That's the only issue I would say, like if you're in a pinch and you're like, oh no, I didn't take it out. But otherwise, literally you just dump it in, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. But a few tips for freezer meals. You wanna lay your Ziploc bag flat. This makes it a lot easier instead of having like an aluminum pan or something like that. Now, if you're doing a casserole, you definitely have to have a pan. It takes a little bit of space in the freezer. So make sure you're not doing all your food like up like this so it's just like huge and chunky on the bottom. Flatten it out, try to get as much air as you can out of the bag. And then you're gonna write all your directions down on the Ziploc bag so you don't forget. I've done this before, I'm like, oh, that's easy, I'll remember that, 8 hours, it cooks for 8 hours. But then depending on how much time goes by, whether it's like 2 or 3 months and you're ready to eat it, us mamas, we kind of have, you know, mama brain, you might forget. So I'm gonna show you guys how I cook this, but just so you know, I write down crock pot beef stew. It says thaw overnight, just so you remember, and then you add 7 cups of beef broth and you cook it on low for 8 hours. And I wrote all that down here. So that brings me to my next point. Obviously you don't have to have the beef broth the day that you're making the freezer meals, but you do have to have it when you're ready to cook it. So I just buy it. It really takes a while for it to go bad. This is good until October 25th of 2019. So I just go ahead and buy it, leave it in my pantry for when I'm ready to eat it. So that is it for the first crock pot meal. Let's get on to the second one. Okay, this next recipe I absolutely love, and it kind of sounds weird, but I promise it's really good. It is called banana pepper shredded beef, and I like to have it on a sandwich. Basically, you cook it in your crock pot, and then you shred the beef, and then you put it on like a roll or something, eat it with some chips or a side salad. It is so good, but it's perfect for like game day or when you have a lot of people over and it's cold outside and the sandwich is super warm and the beef is like melting in your mouth. It's really, really good. I just realized both my recipes are beef related, so hope that's okay. But this one is actually a lot easier than the beef stew. It only has 4 ingredients, and so not only is it easy, but it's also cheap. So let's get started and let me show you the ingredients. So what you need for this recipe is 2 pounds of chuck roast. Again, this is the same cut of beef that I used for the beef stew, but it's not cut up. So again, if your store doesn't have the cut up, this is what you would get for the beef stew as well, and then you would just cut it into chunks on your own. But this time you leave it like this, that way you can shred it up after it's cooked in the crock pot. You need a medium onion sliced. You need 4 banana peppers, and you wanna cut them and seed them. I got the jar, so I'm not sure if this is 4. It's probably a little more than 4, but this is usually how much I put in there. And then you need 1.5 cups of beef broth. Okay, so again, you want to try to make this as flat as possible. Obviously with the roast being like big, you can't really get it as flat as you want. But you can see here that you can just stack these, and this doesn't take hardly any room at all in your freezer, and this is 2 huge meals. So this actually will feed a ton of people, especially if you are doing the sandwich, because you don't have to use as much meat on the sandwich as you would if you were just eating the meat by itself. You can also eat it, if you don't want to do a sandwich, you can eat it with like mashed potatoes or something. Really, really good. So again, I wrote on the bag, I wrote banana pepper, shredded beef. You wanna thaw it again overnight. You wanna add the 1.5 cups of beef broth into the crock pot when you're ready to cook it, and you're gonna cook it on low for 6 to 8 hours. And then when the beef is done cooking, whether it's 6 or 8 hours, you will shred it, and then you can eat it however you like. So now I'm gonna stick these into the freezer, and they both will last in your freezer for about 3 months unless you have a deep freezer. It'll last a lot longer in a deep freezer. Coming from someone who has like no room in the freezer, I absolutely love this, that I can just lay them flat and they don't take much room at all. So now I'm actually gonna show you guys later on this week as I cook these meals. I am gonna cook them. Normally, like I said, I'll keep these in my freezer. That way they're ready to go whenever we're ready. But I do wanna show you guys how they turn out and how they look when they're done. So we are gonna cook both of these this week. I'm gonna leave them in the freezer, take them out when we're ready. Today's actually Monday. It is Friday for you guys. So I'm probably gonna cook these either Wednesday and Thursday, or yeah, probably Wednesday and Thursday. That way they can freeze, and then I can test it out of the thawing part and cooking part and give you guys a idea of how they turned out. Okay, this thawed overnight and is now in the crock pot with 7 cups of beef broth, and this is what it looks like right when you put it in. Stirred it up, got it on low, and I will keep you guys updated. Okay. Guys, this turned out so good. It doesn't look that good, but it is really good. And there's a lot of, see how the barley got all big? There's a lot of onion. Remember, I put like a ton of onion in this, but you don't have to put that much onion, and you can obviously put however much of whatever you want in there, but it is good. All right, here is our second recipe in the crock pot, ready to go. I got the 1.5 cups of beef broth down here. It doesn't really cover up the beef, so we'll see how this goes throughout the day. I might have to add a little bit more, but you also don't want the beef to be super watery either, so, or like liquidy. So I will keep you guys updated. It smells good already. All right, guys, here's the sandwich. Looks delicious. We put a little bit of mozzarella cheese on top, so I'm gonna cut it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's coming, sorry. Oh.
Oh yeah. I wrecked that.
Still looks good. That's what happened to mine too. See?
Our knife isn't very good.
All right. Bon appetit. Okay guys, that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys got some good ideas from me and from my other mommy friends. These girls, I love all of these girls so much. We were so excited to share this with you, so definitely check out their recipes. I know I'm gonna try their recipes as well, and give the video a thumbs up. If you're new and from their channels, I'd love to have you subscribe. Definitely do that, join our family. We'd love to have you, and we will see you in our next video. Bye.